So time and energy, if you have these three initiatives, X, Y, and Z, the question is, do you have enough time and energy to execute all three? Yeah. No, that's a great question. We make financial plans all the time, right? I think it's important to make a financial plan that is aligned with your strategic plan. Every business on an annual basis, in Q3, Q4, they sit down, they look at what happened this year, what's going to happen next year, what's the marketplace, what are some opportunities, and then you start putting things aligned. You got to look at, hey, how much money do I have right now? What are all the initiatives that I gotta execute, right? What's my goal? What is my strategy, right? What are the initiatives that I gotta execute? How are my measurements, right? You have to have a financial plan built around that. Most entrepreneurs don't do that, and then they run into two issues, right? One is they have a vision. Oh, I'm going to do $1 million next year. Okay, great. What's the strategy? Oh, the strategy is X, Y, and Z, right? But then the question I come ask you is, there are three main resources that we talk about in Measure and Hack, right? Money, time, and energy, right? Yeah. So as a business owner, as a business, time and energy, that's dependent on how many people do you have working in there. Do you have a team of 1 or do you have a team of 100, right? So time and energy, if you have these three initiatives, X, Y, and Z, the question is, do you have enough time and energy to execute all three? Or do you only have it for 2? Or do you only have it for 1? Or do you have it for first 2 and then 1 after that, right? And third, money, right? Every initiative that we want to push forward costs us money. And you might say, oh, no, it doesn't cost us anything. It just costs us time. Well, if you're paying your employee or if you're supposed to be paying yourself, that's money, right? Salary, right? If today you're talking about, hey, my initiative is, to go shoot all these entrepreneurs talk, right? Well, where are these entrepreneurs? Are they everywhere? Do you need to fly everywhere? Are you doing Zoom recording? Do you need new gears, right? How much will that cost, right? Those are all money that you have to put into it. So it's extremely important for you to put together a financial plan in a sense that, like, I know where I stand today, where I want to be, right? And then look at the initiative that's going to get me there. And then look at each individually, how much will they cost? You don't have to go super detailed. You don't have to be like, I've seen some financial plan that is like ridiculous. That's like, oh yeah, every new employee I hire, it's going to cost me, $6 in, Zoom and like, 12. No, like that's too crazy. But you need to have a bulk idea. Yeah, like, okay, I'm going to do about, I need to hire 3 people. This is what's the going rate. This is how much cash I got. How many months do I have to burn until I have to make that money back? You have to have a general understanding and a general structure. And it's not just for starting out. That financial plan needs to be set, and then it needs to be looked at at the very least, every single month. Now, if you're just starting out, if you're a brand new business and there really isn't a whole lot of activity, you're an employee of 1, you're just trying to hustle and get the sales, by all means, set it up once and look at it every 3 months, right? Okay. But you have to be very understanding, because when you're just starting out, I said between $0 and $250,000, there really isn't anything complex like AP and AR and financing. There isn't a whole lot of that. It's just very simple. Like, I've got $50,000 to burn. I got $20,000 to burn. I got to generate X amount of revenue. You have to understand that. That's your vital number in the very beginning. And then it's just about hustle. Every dollar spent, I have to ask myself, does this get closer to my, revenue goal? Does going to this event get me closer to my revenue goal? Does buying this camera get me closer to my revenue goal? Does, don't get fancy in the beginning. People love to get fancy. People are like, oh, I'm a business owner now. Can I expense my meals and entertainment? Like, fuck that, dude. You haven't even made money yet. Like, stop thinking about like saving on your taxes, right? Yeah. You gotta make money to pay taxes, and you gotta pay taxes to be able to be thinking about saving on taxes. So the question that you should be asking when you're just starting out is, hey, does going to this lunch, does buying this coffee generate more revenue for me? Or does it have a potential to generate more revenue? That's the right question. Not, can I expense this bottle of beer? Like, It's not bad, man.